star. Hi, I'm Nola Carello, reporting from Music Circus for cable TV. With me today is a very talented, vivacious, and adorable Cathy Rigby, who's starring in The Wizard of Oz. Cathy, welcome back to Sacramento.
Thank you, Nola Joy. It feels like old home week here. The last time I was here, I think, was 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago. And it's wonderful to be back.
We just all love you so much. My first question is, how do you successfully combine a career in television, the movies, the theater, a marriage, and 4 children?
I'm a little crazy, but other than that, no. I think it takes a lot of organization. I have a wonderful husband who's very helpful. In fact, many times it works out that when I am busy or really doing an awful lot, he's able to be with the children and vice versa. Many times I bring the kids along with me. In fact, we did a television show this morning, and I brought my littlest one with me, and naturally we wanted to get her on camera, and she cried, and so you just kind of roll with the punches. And it's fun because 2 of the children have been in different productions with me when I was doing Peter Pan, and they are pretty relaxed about the whole traveling thing, and they come with me most of the time, so it's fun.
Is your little one in this production?
No, because the children started rehearsing here, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and so they couldn't. You want to do that again?
That was a competition there.
I'll do that again. No, the children aren't in this one. They weren't here on time to get into the rehearsals, but they would love to be.
Now, what was your secret for scoring some perfect 10s during your gymnastic career?
Well, actually, I never scored perfect 10s. That came up at about the time of Nadia Comaneci, and since that time they've been putting out the 10s. I think the reason I was able to do well in gymnastics is because I have an awful lot of support from the Gymnastic Federation, my parents, my coach, and I was able to travel around. And one of the most important things for gymnasts nowadays is to get enough international experience so they can see what's going on, what the other athletes are doing from the other countries, and learn some of the new training techniques.
What advice would you give the young women of today who perhaps want to follow in your footsteps and become a top gymnast?
Well, I think the main thing is they have to set little goals. I don't think you can look at the Olympics saying, I want to go there, because there's only 6 girls every 4 years that can make the team. I think that the main thing is the process in sports and in anything that you do, it seems to me. If you enjoy the process and the training and working for a goal, that's where you're going to really learn the most, and both about life and about just about how much you can do. And so I think mainly just enjoy it. I wouldn't even look towards the Olympics or any of those big competitions, really. Just do the best you can.
Take one step at a time.
Yes.
Now, besides your work for ABC TV, I'm curious, what inspired you to develop your own lecture tour?
Well, actually, I decided I had done a lecture tour maybe right after gymnastics, a motivational speech, and then right after the '84 Olympics, when I came out talking about an eating disorder that I had, I got an awful lot of coverage from different newspapers, and I really didn't expect that. I casually mentioned it in an interview one time, and it went nationwide. But I got such a big response from it, and such an outcry from people who had an eating disorder, that I thought, well, maybe it would be good to go and talk about it. And I, since that time, since about 4 years ago, started going to different colleges and talking about it and my own experiences with it, and found such a tremendous response that I've just done it ever since.
Now, I know you have some special tips, and maybe you'd like to share them with us for disagreeing and growing, especially since you're married.
Disagreeing and growing? Well, I think that the one thing that I learned after getting over an eating disorder, that we're all different. All of us, we have our own opinions and ideas. And to think that you're always going to agree with somebody and always get along and always have the same opinion, well, that's not healthy. And life doesn't work like that. So I think healthy disagreements and confrontations are essential in a good marriage and just for your own mental well-being.
I think probably the key word you would agree is good communication.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of those words that seems to be overused, and nobody quite knows exactly what you're talking about when you say good communication. But I think it's, you know, being able to trust yourself enough to say what you really think, and regardless of the response sometimes.
Now, I know you have received rave reviews for your Peter Pan performances. Now, what happens if those critics out there sometimes are unkind? How do you deal with criticism?
I don't deal with it at all well. I mean, I really, to be very honest, I don't like it. I don't like bad reviews, and I think that's the one thing that keeps me trying to get better and better, because I don't do well with them. I take it very personally most of the time, but I get over it. You know, it's I haven't had too many bad ones. Thank goodness, mostly good reviews. Otherwise, I don't know if I really have to admire a lot of people who, as actors, who get rejected a lot, and sometimes the reviews aren't good. But you have to have such intestinal fortitude to be able to take it. But like I said, I don't deal with it well.
Let's talk about The Wizard of Oz. Look into that camera and motivate our audience, not today, of course, but in a day or so, to come on out and see you in The Wizard of Oz.
Well, I think that it's not a story just for children. It has something for grown-ups and children alike. And if you're into fantasy, if you're even into having a wonderful time, and you can remember Judy Garland as she danced around the stage, I think that you'll enjoy it.
I have to ask you, now, are you going to have dark hair? Are you going to wear a wig, or will you be, because I wasn't sure if Dorothy had blonde hair.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. Dorothy doesn't have to have blonde or black.
She had red shoes.
She has the ruby slippers, and I think you'll be in for a big surprise, because we've added some musical numbers to the show. Some of the characters are a little bit different. Of course, not the Lion and the Scarecrow and the Tin Men, but like I said, we have some new musical numbers, and the little monkeys that sing yo-wee-yo, yo. They're a little different. So I think that you will really enjoy yourself.
I'm looking forward to. Now, with your involvement with ABC and your responsibilities and assignments have taken you all over the globe, how did you personally deal with language barriers?
Gosh, you know, in most of the countries that are used to having English-speaking people come there, you do very well with sign language and can get around very well. The only trouble that I ever had where people really didn't know what I was talking about, even the sign language, was in China. I went to Beijing recently, actually about 6 months ago, and it was the one place that, you know, they're not used to having Americans there as much as Europe, and but we managed to get around. If you say please and thank you, most people understand that.
Well, thank you, Cathy Rigby. And until next time for Catch a Star, this has been Nola Joy Carello for Cable TV. I want to thank my cameraman today, David Michael, and a special thank you to the Sacramento Community Convention, but Sacramento Community Cable Foundation for the loan of their equipment. Special thank you to Gary McFadden, Publicity Director here at Music Circus. So everyone, get ready and enjoy a fantasy with Dorothy and all her friends. So click your heels and join us. Until next time, it's been Nola Joy Carello. Go out and make it a great day, and I'll see you at the Music Circus.